Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're okay. I hope that you have been working at home. Oh wait, most of you haven't. Thank you for the 2 or 3 that work in the platform, for the 2 or 3 that do the homework, and for the 2 or 3 that have been studying. The rest, I did my part. Because some people haven't even sent one homework, not even one. So it's really hard to pass the class when you have no cumulative, right? Okay, so today we will be exploring first conditional as a review for your assessment on Tuesday. Hopefully we can cover first conditional and second conditional in this video so you can have a whole assessment on Tuesday, and if not, we're gonna have to part it in 2 videos. So I'm going to explain what this is gonna be, basically how the test is gonna look like. There's a bunch of videos explaining this topic. You can go back to the platform by dates and just check on the titles and find it. For all the ones that want me to number the videos, you are old enough to read instructions, to read numbers, to read what video says. 6th graders. 4th grade does it. Maybe you can read instructions and you can do it. So don't ask me what number of video is, because every video has instructions and dates and topics, so you can go and watch them if you read the instructions for once in your life. So today I'm going to explain again first conditional. I'm going to do first conditional positive and then first conditional negative. So let's start. First conditional, it's a type of sentence, as it says in here, that talks about a possible future action. We are going to use specific words for this. We are going to use the word F, that means see, but not as an affirmation to something, but as a conditional. I'm going to explain in a second. And then will, which doesn't have a direct translation but an interpretation. Voy a, in this case, but also in some of the tenses it turns into a suffix. You'll see with an example. So for an example, the goal for us is to do a sentence that it looks like this. If they eat too much comma, they will have a stomachache. Okay? So, in this sentence, we are using the words that I told you before. I just had a marker in my head. It was a great, oh, it's in my pocket. We use the word F and the word will. So if we read the sentence in Spanish, it would say, si ellos comen mucho, ellos tendrán, sí, will have, o ellos van a tener. So there is not a direct translation, but it turns into suffix if you say tendrán, or voy a, o ellos van a tener un dolor de estómago. So as you can see, it's kind of difficult to make a direct translation. You have to make an interpretation of it, but it's really possible. I gave you a formula that you already have in your notebooks. So I will just show you how the instructions for the first conditional are gonna look like. You're supposed to copy all of those. I know that the 2 or 3 people that have been working have sent me. Actually, maybe you are the only ones watching this video. So thank you for the 2 or 3 that have been working. You're amazing. You're gonna get a great grade in your notes. So this is how your assessment is going to look like. Make a sentence using the following data. And then you have make a sentence in the first conditional positive F. So I'm already telling you what are you gonna start your sentence with. Plus noun for Shayla. If I'm telling you noun for Shayla, it's because I don't want the name. I want the noun. Remember that the platform is very specific for all the ones that complain about the test. If you make the littlest mistake, wrong. I'm telling you, noun for Shayla. So the noun for Shayla is the general word that we use for Shaylas and Martas and Lucias. So noun for Shayla plus verb to go plus complement, and in the complement I will give you the complement to the ocean plus noun for Shayla again in here will auxiliary positive. So after will she will plus verb to see plus plus complement dolphins. Okay, so you have to fill these lines of information in order for you to make your sentence. So you have make a sentence in the first conditional positive starting with F plus noun for Shayla is she because I asked you for a noun plus verb to go. As much as we are saying she, we are adding es to the verb because in the third person we have to add es if we are using present tenses plus the complement to the ocean plus the noun for Shayla, she will verb to see. As you can see, I didn't write a line because you have to choose the verb to see. To see will be see. To, it's only the formal way of writing a verb. That's how you are gonna find it in the books and Miss Kathy's exams also. So you have to choose see only and then complement dolphins. So let's see how your sentence looks like, because in the assessment, test, quiz, whatever you wanna call it, practice, I'm gonna give you a line to complete the sentence. If you make the smallest mistake, wrong, and you don't get the points. One mistake in here and there's no points. Okay, so you will have to write if She goes to the ocean, to the ocean, comma, because every time we start with F, we need a comma. If you miss the comma, mistake, because I told you multiple times, if you start with F, you have to add a comma. If she goes to the ocean, comma, she will. Verb to see is only see. This is only a formality. She will see dolphins. Okay? So this is the correct way for you to make a sentence in the present form of the first conditional. Now let's do the second conditional. Pause the video and rewind it a little so you can copy. So as you can see, there's no room for mistake or for invention in the sentences. Either you write it correctly or you write it correctly. Okay, and then we have first conditional negative. Okay, so for the first conditional negative, we have the words will, F again, which means see, but as a probability, not as an affirmation, and will not, which means no boy, or no, and then suffix. You will see in a second. Now, in your test, I'm not going to take test, practice, whatever you want to call it. I will not take contractions. So, won't will be a no. And if you use a contractions, it means you haven't been listening to instructions. So I'm not gonna fix it for you. I said no contraction. If you use a contraction, is it correct for the sentence? Yes. But that means you didn't follow instructions. So incorrect. So even if you tell me and your parents call me and everybody calls me and tells me, I'm telling you today, I don't want contractions in it. I want the full form of the word, police. Instructions are included in the assessment. You have to listen to what I say and follow to what I say. Thank you. No contractions. If you write a contraction and it appears wrong, I already said no contractions. 3 times. Thank you, guys. So, as you can see, will not doesn't have a translation, a direct translation. So, the goal for us is to write a sentence that looks like this. If we... let's use... you. If you... don't, because we're using negative in both ways, negative. If you don't, eat cheese, comma, because every time we start with F, we continue with a comma, you will, no contraction, will not get gas. Okay, this is somehow disgusting, but this is the best example that I have on mind right now. So for an example, as you can see, will not is used, but there's no direct translation to it. Why? Because we have si tú no comes queso, no tendrás, ¿sí? All of this. No tendrás, o tú no vas a tener, obtener, tú no tendrás o conseguirás gases que huelen mal. So, if you don't eat cheese, you will not get gas. So, as you can see, you will not get turns into something completely different if you change it to Spanish. Okay. So if you have to copy, you can pause the video. Let's make an example. Remember that you have the formulas in your and your previous videos. Let's make the example of how this is gonna look like. Make a sentence following the using the following data. Make a sentence in the with. Sorry guys, it's so hard because I don't want to block the camera. It's so hard for me to be over you, and I have the microphone in here. So this is what I don't want to do, to be over the camera all the time. So that's why my handwriting is uglier than the usual. Make a sentence with the first conditional. Remember that if you struggle listening to what I say, you can always go to the subtitle area, CC, closed caption, and put subtitles in it so you can see what I'm saying. The first conditional with. Okay, and then we have noun. No. F, this is how we start. F plus Cristobal. We are using names, not nouns this time. But if I tell you noun for Cristobal, that means I don't want the name, I want the noun. And the noun for Cristobal is he. Plus does not, remember, no contractions. No contractions, no contractions. So this is going to be negative because we are using the negative form of this. Does not plus, I'm going to give you this like this. Just if I give you this like this, copy it like this. Does not buy, verb to buy. I'm sorry to keep adding this, but this is how Miss Kathy's exams look like. She uses to buy, to see, to go. So I'm just trying to accustom you if you're gonna be on our high school next year. If not, it's okay. But you have to learn Miss Kathy's way in the process. To buy plus I will give you pants plus noun for Cristobal, and I'll give you a space. If I give you a space, you have to fill this in, okay? Plus negative form of will. Remember line. The negative form of will be will not. The light is little a kind of blocking, so this is how does it look like without the light. So you can see all the words that are written over there. But remember, this is just a review, so we practice. This topic is explained multiple times in the videos. Go watch them by date and by name of the topic. So the negative form of will, and then be embarrassed as your complement. Okay, so we already have all the things that I'm going to give you in the instructions. So we start filling them in. If Cristobal does not, verb to buy, and pants for Cristobal, noun for Cristobal will be he, and then negative form of will. But what if, for an example, if I write in here verb to buy, and then I give you a line, what would be the verb to buy? As much as we are doing negative and we have an auxiliary, we're not gonna change anything, so we just write buy, okay, because it's negative. We only do this as a formality, but if I give you a line, you have to fill in which specific verb you are going to use. And then noun for Cristobal is he, negative form of will, I told you, will not, no contractions, no contractions, no contractions. And then complement, be embarrassed. So with all of this, when I give you the sentences, you will have to make the sentence. So you will have something like this. If Cristobal, and then we have this, does not, and then verb to buy, we have that is buy pants, and then noun for Cristobal, comma, he, negative form of will not, complement of embarrassed, be embarrassed. Sorry, complement, be embarrassed. So as you can see, the only things, so I will give you kind of like the answer. You only have to fill in some of the lines that I will give you, and then you have to complete the sentence in the next set. So pretty simple, right? So this is gonna be for your assessment on Tuesday, and because this video is way too long already, you will have another video on Wednesday for your assessment on Friday. So I hope that you work, and thank you for all the ones that have been working, and I hope that I see you soon. Remember guys, if you have questions, go to the older videos. There's older videos about the topic. And thank you guys, bye.